Technically not cheating, but it sure feels like it. My ex started getting close to her coworker and I found out from a conversation with another female coworker that she was really into his body, found him attractive and felt like he was going to get her in trouble with her husband. I felt uncomfortable and told her about this and she kind of gaslit me into thinking it's nothing. Fast forward a year and they have become even closer, hanging out after work and during lunch breaks, smoking weed together and walking home together. I discover this and told her I'm uncomfortable with it. She says okay and agrees to limit their time together. A month or two later I ask if she's still spending time with him. She says no and tries to prove it with screenshots of their messages, which are few and far between. A month later I found out she skipped college classes to hang out with him alone because I checked the phone records and saw that they had been texting a lot more than she let on and was deleting messages and hiding their private hangouts. She slowly started to come clean but swore up and down it was platonic and that he was like a brother to her. They were only discussing the issues in their relationship and there are no romantic feelings involved. Not too long afterwards, in a completely separate conversation, she casually mentioned to me that she is no longer sexually attracted to me and gave no suggestions or insight on how I could work to fix that for her. I couldn't take the lying, gaslighting, and the uncertainty, and things were already on the decline. Sex life slowed down a lot, lots of emotional neglect, insecurity from micro-cheating, invading privacy, and then trying to tell her not to talk with her coworker who was a threat to our marriage. It wasn't going well, broken trust from the inappropriate conversations she would have with coworkers and strangers. It was all too much and I finally decided to move out and end it all with hopes that she would see my value and come back ready to be a good wife now. 5 months later I was doing well in life, new job, new apartment, 30 pounds lost and a boost of confidence from meeting new women with lots of successful moments. I felt like me again, then her and I started reconnecting again. We were yet divorced and we missed each other and both agreed to still be friends with benefits and see where things go. Possibly in the future we would get back together and I held onto that because of the length of our relationship, 10 years, and the fact that she was my best friend. Things went well at first and it felt like old times and there was clear chemistry and familiarity, but she wasn't overly aggressive with her feelings towards me, basically played the friends with benefits role well and never let herself get too into the sexual moments. It made me feel like she was not really into that part of our current relationship and that the friendship was more important. I was just happy either way. About 2 months after we reconnected, she comes over one day. We grab some food and head back to my place to do the deed. It went well and afterwards we were just hanging on the bed chilling when she fell asleep naked next to me. I went out to the living room since I wasn't tired and played some PS5. I hear her phone go off and realize she left it in the living room. I got super curious and realized my fingerprint still worked for her phone. I snooped around and eventually found a picture of the same coworker in her phone, but it was a picture of him shirtless, in our old apartment, only a few weeks ago. I immediately open up his contact to see he is saved as Daddy Jason. I do a quick skim through and see all the graphic messages and pictures shared between them and lost my shit. This looks like it had been going on for a long time, but it doesn't look like they started having sex until we split. I took a picture of her naked on my bed from her phone and sent it to him saying, "You can have her, bro." Then kicked her out of my apartment at 2 a.m. Told her I knew what she did and we can't speak anymore. I will call you with next steps for the divorce. I then proceeded to draft her the nastiest, most cruel message I could, while also letting her know just how much this devastated me. She never responded. She followed up a week later, obviously condemning me for everything I said. I wasn't proud of saying any of it and my only purpose was to hurt her just as bad as I was hurt in that moment. It all went over her head. She called me insecure, said the resentful sex she would give me once every other week was never good enough, and the worst was all she had to say regarding what I had discovered was, "I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I'm struggling to move on with other people now because I'm afraid that I'm not enough and that if they don't show their interest the way my ex used to show interest in me, no, she shows interest in that way to her co-workers, that it will never work. I just want a girl who likes me for me, thinks I'm good enough and will always choose me even when we are old and saggy and have been together for decades. I just never thought women like her existed. I thought she was better than that. Did she cheat? Update. She sent a long apology explaining how sorry she is and that she regrets it. I just asked her one simple question as a response. I just want to know why you cheated. She said she is sorry and not sure. She says it was probably because she was attracted to him, feeling unhappy, and it was something new and exciting. That's all the closure I needed. She was truthful for once in her life and finally admitted to cheating. Doesn't change anything, but I'm glad the gaslighting and lying has finally ended and I can finally know where we stand and move on with a clear conscience. Comment. Yes, she cheated. She also had an emotional affair with him while you two were still together. Disrespected you and talked shit about you a million times to him. Even brought him over to your old home. The fact you even got back with her in the first place confuses the hell out of me. And even when you found the messages of her calling him daddy, she didn't even apologize. She just belittled you instead. Then you say you want a girl who treated you the way she did. You weren't the only one she was treating like that, so it wasn't even special. No one lies about a platonic relationship. You already know she was deleting messages. No one skips college and lies to their spouse just to smoke weed. She's for the streets and you should have left her ass when you felt confident again, but you still wanted her validation. Well, you made sure the breakup was easy and you made sure she could move on easily. You should always tell your social circles the circumstances of separating. Yeah, bro, she isn't in love with you anymore, so you need to let her go and move on. No more sleeping with her once in a while because it keeps the bond and emotions there. She probably did miss you and wanted to have you in her life. It's hard to let go of someone you were with for so long, so even if she doesn't want you anymore, she will try to keep the ties with you just in case. It's sad but true, and believe me, I know I'm sorta in a situation like that now. I moved out but he wanted another chance and I'm kinda dying it because I have to let him go altogether and it's tough. But in my case, there was no cheating. Recently, he was good, but he was having an EA 4 years ago. I'm not in love anymore and I told him, but we have been together for 25 years and 2 grown kids, so I don't want to let him go, so I'm trying to fall back in love, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know, it's scary to be with someone that you love and have been your best friend for so many years to not have them anymore at the drop of a dime. I might be dying the wrong thing by even trying, but I don't want him completely out of my life either. So good luck. I hope everything moves forward and works out in your favor. You seem like a good man. Don't be afraid to open yourself up to a new love, it might be the best thing to ever happen to you. Next story 2. I cheated on my situationship without actually knowing that what I did was considered cheating. I had dated a girl, we'll call Jess, and cheated on her unknowingly. Me and Jess had been in the same friend group for about 3 years before we started dating. About 8 months before we started dating, I found out that Jess had a crush on me, but I didn't pay it any attention because I was in another relationship at the time. So fast forward through, me break up with my ex, 3-month grace period, asking Jess to date after finding out she still had feelings for me and I was starting to catch feelings myself. Me and Jess only dated for a month after she made it known that she wasn't ready for a relationship. All was good and we remained friends. About a month of just being friends and a little bit of flirting. She had told me she had started to catch feelings again but wanted a situationship instead of a relationship. Okay. Before we even started the situationship, I asked what are the ground rules for the situationship. Paraphrasing, but she said 2 people that have feelings for each other but aren't in a relationship, ask a curtain friend, they would know better. To my dismay, I had started to talk to her about something else and forgot the ask said friend. So, I went of the guides of not being exclusive. Another month of us of flirting and talking but not doing any relationship activities passes, basically what we were doing before but just put a title to it. One day in the grocery store, I caught the eye of a girl, we'll call Kate, that seems to have taken an interest in me. Figuring why not, I got the girl's snap and started small flirty text. The area I live everyone knows everyone is the common saying. So, Kate tells the previous friend, that I was supposed to ask about the situationship, that I was talking to her, just casual girl banter. The friend that Kate told, was really angry at me, saying I cheated. I was confused and a bit mad cause, I hate cheating/cheaters, and that was one of the reasons why I broke up with my ex at the beginning, because it kept coming up. The mad friend explained to me that a situationship was a trial relationship and I was to be exclusive. I didn't know this. The mad friend told Jess what I had done and she broke off the situationship. That same day I apologized, for being unfaithful and doing what I did, after I had learned that they saw it as cheating. Unfortunately for me, even after I apologized, because we are all in the same friend group, I willing took some insults and a slap for being a so-called dick. I was also kicked out of the room by another member of the friend group. I'm just recently been somewhat accepted back but still get called vulgar names. The males say I haven't done anything wrong, we weren't in a relationship, and the females think I cheated cause we were in a trial relationship. Comnet. This is why young people aren't taken seriously. You take things and break them up into degrees of bullshit to try and fluff reality into something softer. There are relationships, not practice relationships. Same thing with breaking up. If you break up, you break up. You did nothing wrong. If you were asking for the boundaries, she should have stated her boundaries. What's that BS of ask someone else? What if friend had told you you can sleep with whoever you want, just use condoms and don't bring them to your friend group get-togethers, but Jess' boundaries were we are exclusive and you can't even have female friends that I don't approve of. Both parties have to know and agree on the rules. OMG, too much teen drama. Well, I know I sound old, I'm not that old, but yeah, an adult, and I've lived my fair share of teen drama. Look, you can't do a thing about it. It seems you don't want to be with Jess, and let me tell you this, she has lots of red flags. We date, not anymore, I'm not ready, no we do situationship, etc. It is too much, things must be easy, much at your age, you have no stress from work, bills to pay, health problems, and kids to take care of, at least I hope so. So any relationship, situationship must be easy, if it is not, well, you dodge a bullet. The girls will come around, and if not, it's okay, you'll be in college soon enough. You learn some lessons here. A relationship at the beginning shouldn't be so hard. If you are in a casual relationship, express clearly the rules and voice them out loud so there is no misunderstanding. Girls can be mean, and I'm a woman. There's no such thing as a situationship. That seems like a convenient make up the rules as the situation occurs. You both need to get serious about the future, as in schools, jobs, etc. Plenty of time to meet friends, do activities in groups, get to know someone as a friend before jumping into a relationship. You did nothing wrong because you didn't know the ground rules, and I'll bet she didn't either.